Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. We welcome all the devotees, participants, ISKCON Disciple course. I think a total 15 devotees are supposed to join. Hare Krishna. So today will be the first day session, total 6 days. And it will be evening 6:30 to 8:30. So I request all devotees to be punctual. I think Anukul Seva had sent in the WhatsApp group what needs to be followed during the session. So I request all devotees to keep their videos on and join Zoom with the name which you have registered. There is some Realme RMX. So please change your name as per your registration. Some more devotees still yet to change. Please change the names because we need to take attendance also. Who is joining? If you don't change your name, which currently it is saying some Motorola Edge, so your attendance will not be considered. Hare Krishna. So we have today with us His Grace Prasannatma Balram Prabhu. So Prabhuji, he has been with ISKCON for more than 2 decades, practicing, serving in different departments, and his educational background is from, he has done his engineering from NIT Bhopal and worked in corporate companies like Godrej, GE, LG, Infosys, more than 25 years. So there he came in touch with the devotees, after which consistently his practice of devotional service with his family members. He has rendered so many services in ISKCON, and in ICC he has particular services. He is one of the TMCs, who is the managing body of ISKCON South Bangalore. And Prabhuji has well studied scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and he has services. Prabhuji also holding departments of Gita Amrita classes, which in our temple campus preaching. So there are 3-4 in languages. The classes are happening more than a year after the new temple started. Prabhuji also part of counseling care team. So, and Prabhuji also has been teaching ISKCON Disciple course more than a year. So Prabhuji has almost taken 4 or 5 batches. So we are very fortunate to have him. He has a lot of wisdom, practical knowledge with working with different devotees in temples across ISKCON. So this course, you can take advantage of hearing from His Grace Prasannatma Balaram Prabhu. And he is very interactive, so he'll be asking many questions. It won't be boring for you. And from your side, you please make it an interactive session. Ask as many questions as possible and get your doubts clarified, because this is not some like we come for a Bhagavad Gita class or Bhagavatam class here and go. Because this is the foundation for our spiritual life we are making, especially taking decision on taking shelter of a guru. So these are very crucial aspects in the juncture we are right now. So please take advantage of Prabhuji's wisdom, his experience in Krishna consciousness, especially related to guru disciple. So there is a student handbook also which is given. Prabhuji will explain. So you study, come every day with the questions. you can, before coming to class only, you can study the topic which is next day coming. Then you come prepared with the questions, so that you are learning with, because of you asking questions, there are so many other devotees will get benefited. So in that way, the learning will become enriching and fulfilling, and you'll feel contented at the end of this course. So attendance is compulsory for all the sessions, 100%. So don't miss any sessions and don't ask for a recording. I am late. So please try to make your schedule in a way that you will be fully present for the whole 6-day session. So I hand over to His Grace Prasanatma Balaram Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please, you can take ahead. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
So I
Hare
request, there are some
Krishna.
more devotees who have not yet kept their videos on. So
Yeah, I can see
if
that.
you are not keeping your videos on, we are going to consider you are absent only, because it is going to be interactive session. So we need to know if there is any concern, difficulties, you let us know.
Prabhu,
But
still
we
I
are
am on the way to home, Prabhu.
okay.
Still traveling.
Okay.
So I am unable to keep camera till 7:30.
Okay, fine. So other devotees, so please make sure that you can adjust your schedule so that you can reach home little early, so that you'll be fully present. Okay, other devotees who are has difficulty also, please make sure that you come soon and join fully. Thank you very much. All the best for your ISKCON Disciple course. So please relish the course and enrich your understanding on this very important subject, Guru and Disciple. And also in general, how the relationship, the services and the activities in particular temple and the society whole as ISKCON, how this knowledge will help us to be better situated as devotees, the follower of Prabhupada Anugas. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. You can take over, Prabhuji, and continue with your prayers. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Namurti Prabhu. I think you spoke at length, and then you put a lot of things on me. So you just set the bar higher. So I'll try to live up to all the things that you said, which I am not actually. So try to make it as interactive. Thank you so much. So Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I do recognize some of you here. Is everyone from Bangalore only, or there are people from others outside of Bangalore also?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Jai Shri Mataji, you're not from Bangalore. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes,
Okay.
I am from Kolar, Prabhu.
Okay. Near Bangalore. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like Prabhu was saying, this particular course is a very important course for all devotees here, all of us who is practicing Krishna consciousness, irrespective of whether they are initiated or they are not initiated. It becomes a very important course. So the importance and the gravity of this particular message that is there in this course, we will try to dwell on that as we move on. That's actually, it sinks in slowly, like day 1, day 2, day 3, and then you realize that there is so much to it, and then it kind of sinks in, and then we realize it's such a wonderful course that has been devised. So each time I read, and then I feel like it is something very new and different. It's so wonderfully designed. That's the whole point. And very rightly, they have made this mandatory for all practicing devotees within ISKCON. Now, mandatory as in, of course, for initiations, it is mandatory. Even otherwise, this is necessary for people who are actually already initiated but have not gone through this course. Because this course came about maybe 2015 or something like that, during that period. And that's the first time it was rolled out. And I was fortunate enough to be part of, as a participant, I was there in the very first batch that happened in Bangalore. So right from then, I think the way this has progressed is amazing. And the amount of knowledge, wealth. I mean, it's like a capsule. It has got so many things compressed, condensed, and then, you know, once it goes in and then it explodes inside, and then it becomes, it gives a totally new perspective. That's the way I look at it. So thank you for joining. I know it's, I mean, we have it for the whole week, you know, it's a 6-day course. So I try to go over the various topics that we have and then what it entails. So we'll do that in a short while. And then weekdays, yes, Monday onwards, and then Monday to Saturday. It's a packed week. It's going to be for all of us. And with all your work and other things, you know, I know it's difficult. I just heard somebody's traveling and then still kept it on. So that's a good thing. But then try to manage in such a way for this week that we are all present at our homes or at offices where we can comfortably sit with the camera on and then continue with the discussion. That's one request from my side. So with that, we'll start with the prayers. I hope my voice is audible. Is it okay? You can give a thumbs up. Yeah, I think, yeah, thank you. Yes. So in case if I'm going too fast or you're not able to understand, then you can always let me know so that accordingly then I can try to adjust. So the prayers, so Majnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So now, question, I think all of you have this handbook with you, right? Is there anyone who's not having the handbook? We're talking about this particular handbook, ISKCON Disciple Course. I think all of you have it. Or anybody who's not having, I mean, if you could just raise your hand or say that you don't have it, then I'll know you're not having it. And now I'm talking about the hard copy. I mean, we're not talking about soft copies. We're talking about hard copies. Yes.
Oh, I don't have.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
not.
have, Prabhu.
Okay. So should reach.
Prabhuji, I only have only soft copy is there, but hard copy is not.
Okay. See, what I would request you all is to take a printout, though it might look a little old-fashioned, but then it's nice to have a printout so that you could make notes on this handbook itself. And that itself can be your reference. You could, you know, go through it. It'll help us in many ways. So that is one request that I have. And I've been doing this for all the other sessions also. So just request you to take care of it in that way. So you can take a printout and then you can kind of bind it or pin it or whatever.
Hare
So it
Krishna,
becomes a
Prabhu.
booklet. Yes.
Prabhu, where will get that handbook, Prabhu? Even I don't have, Prabhu.
Okay, Jayashri Mataji not having, Kokila Mataji not having, and Purushottam Prabhu also is not having. That's what I gather. So, I'll just check with Karunamurthy Prabhu and I'll just, because see, generally that particular thing, I thought everybody is having the handbook. So in case if
It
it's
is in
not,
the
then
WhatsApp
arrange
group,
one.
Prabhu.
If you send the PDF in the group, so we can take the printout, right, Prabhu?
It is already shared in the WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp. Okay, I'll check it, Prabhu. Thank you.
Oh, okay. It's there in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm sorry, I was not aware because I'm not still part of that particular group. I just saw that invite, but I didn't join. I get to join. Okay. So we have it there. So from there, then you can take it forward. Okay, thank you. So now this course, as it is called as ISKCON Disciple Course, it's a course that is mandatory for all the aspiring disciples in ISKCON. And this particular course has 4 units, or I can say there are around the units, no, or lessons, we will go lesson by lesson. There are 14 lessons in all. So we'll be looking at 14 different topics. Now, 14 lessons, or rather it is 13 lessons, and the last one is a roundup. So we can say 13 plus 1. So that's how it is 14. So there you can see that they have kind of clustered it into 4 different units: Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. Now, the plan for us is to do lessons like 2 lessons a day, and then do it for 6 days. It will be 12, but then we'll have to cover 14. So there are certain days where we could do 3 because the lessons are a little smaller then. So probably on the 3rd and the 4th day, we should be able to do that. So what I'm trying to say is today we will basically look at some introductions, welcome sessions, and then Guru Tattva. That's lesson 1 and lesson 2 we will look at. Then tomorrow it will be 3 and 4. Then after that, the 3rd day we will do 5, 6, and 7 together. So in this way we will progress so that we'll be able to cover all what we are supposed to cover. So now, before we get started, a brief background or history to how this came about. I think it is necessary for all of us to know that, to have some idea why suddenly this ISKCON Desire course came up. Is it like somebody just wanted to have something, or is it that they wanted to make life a little difficult for people who want to take initiation a little later, that is after 2015? Because this was not the case in the earlier years when people were getting initiated. And now suddenly there are so many rules or so many checks and balances put in place and making it that much more difficult for somebody to get initiated. So it's not like that. This is something that has been well thought out thoroughly by very senior members of ISKCON, all Prabhupada's disciples. And they have actually their 40, 50 years of experience, collective experience together. And then, they had seen the ups and downs, the highs and the lows of ISKCON. And then what happened after Prabhupada disappeared, and then how things were going in different directions, and then how then it kind of regrouped together and then realigned. And then there are many things that they have seen, and they have all been instrumental in doing a lot of this. So there's a lot of experience that they carry in terms of managing, and then they have a lot of forethought. There is a lot of hindsight to this. So all of that together coming on to, and then what is born out of that is this ISKCON Disciple course. So in fact, the people who have been, or the personalities who have been instrumental is like personalities like, His Holiness Prahalananda Swami, then His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, and then there's also, His Holiness Bhakti, Jayapataka Swami, then His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, and then like that, there are many great personalities. Everybody who was part of GBC has been involved in this. And then the person who spearheaded this particular thing is His Grace Anuttama Das. So he is actually a member of GBC, and he is also ISKCON Minister for Communications, a very senior position. So in fact, they all together have come up with this particular course. So that was with respect to the background of why they did it, because they wanted to kind of bring everything together. They were seeing so many variations. So they wanted to bring in some standardization. And this standardization is brought in not keeping 3 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years in mind. This is being brought in keeping really long-term survival or what do you say, the spread of ISKCON, and then how it continues its legacy, and then it continues to expand, and then continue to affect the people around the world. Because generally what happens, any organization which is started by a very charismatic leader, then it after the disappearance of that particular leader, then it begins to go down. So this is what we have seen, especially spiritual organizations. So identifying this particular gap, then there are certain things that they have done. Now, then what is ISKCON actually? ISKCON is actually nothing but all of us together. It is a accumulation. It is a sum total of all of us together is ISKCON. So each one of the person who is part of ISKCON will have to imbibe certain things within himself or herself, so that then they will be able to represent ISKCON correctly. They'll be able to pass on this legacy of ISKCON correctly to subsequent people, to the next generation that will come. And then they are also equipped to pass it on next, and so on and so forth. So this is a very ambitious project, of course, because this is something that it's been predicted that this is a movement that has to survive 10,000 years. So if that has to happen, then you have to have all the right ingredients. It's like planning a voyage or a journey, which is a very long journey. Then you'll have to take care of many things, and then equip the boat or the ship by which you're making the journey with all the necessary things, so that we don't run out of anything and it'll last us for the entire journey. So that's the thought process behind this whole thing. So welcome you all for this particular session. And if you look at lesson 1, that itself is welcoming and introduction. So we can, like I did mention that I know, I recognize some of you, many of you here, but it would be wonderful if we could just quickly introduce yourself. You could just tell your name and then how long you've been practicing Krishna consciousness, and or for how many years you've been chanting, that kind of a thing. And then also there's one question that I want you all to answer, which is, in case if you are to offer a fruit to Krishna, what would that fruit be? That's kind of an icebreaker question, you can say. So we can get started now. So who would like to go first, or 1 second? Okay, Murli Mohan Prabhu, you would like to go first?
Yes, Prabhu. My name is Murli Mohan. I'm practicing Krishna consciousness last 4 years.
4 years, okay.
So I'm staying, Prabhu, this ISKCON Begur Center.
Okay.
That is my building only. So I'm staying in that building.
Yes.
So I didn't understand that what fruit, that icebreaker question, I didn't understand.
See, the question I'll repeat again. If you were given a choice to offer a fruit to Krishna, what would that fruit be? Fruit of devotion, Prabhu? No, this is like making an offering, like we offer, right? So what fruit is it? Is it a grape, mango, or whatever? I mean, it's just what is it that you would like to offer to Krishna? Simple question.
Banana.
Banana. Okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu.
So, yeah, now, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting this order right. Okay, we'll try to go with the participants here in the list. 1 second. Savita Yati Raju Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Fruit of non-violence.
No, you'll have to
Ahimsa.
introduce yourself. And then, this is a very direct
sorry, Prabhuji.
question.
I'm sorry, Prabhuji. I'm Savita. I've been in ISKCON from past 2020. That was during COVID time I joined.
Okay.
I'm an advocate by profession, also a housewife. And from the time I've joined, like 2-3 months from the time I joined, I started doing the Japan, Prabhuji.
Very nice.
I'm enjoying it, Prabhuji. I'm very happy with the after coming to ISKCON, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. And what is the fruit you would like to offer to Krishna if you given a chance to offer?
As a fruit of non-violence, that's what Ahimsa.
No, this is not that kind of a question. I'm saying a real fruit. What would it be? Okay, you are in the fruit market. You've been asked to choose a fruit to offer to Krishna. What would that be? If I can rephrase it.
Mango.
Mango. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uh, and then Anjali Arjun Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Me, Anjali Arjun. I have been practicing Krishna consciousness from past 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
From 2009. And on and off, I like, because being a new mother, just like 4 to 5 years, I couldn't put my name into initiation. But one Prabhu whom we knew, he put our name for initiation. Then my Prabhu took it ahead. And my favorite fruit, definitely I would like to offer Krishna, is mango.
Mango. Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for
I
that.
would like it to
Yes.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The next is, I think, Ajinkya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Good afternoon.
Hare Krishna.
I just turned on my video in 5 minutes. I'm reaching. So, my
Okay,
name is
you want to
Ajinkya.
answer later? That is okay. You want some time because you're moving.
Yeah, yes, bro. I can answer in 5 minutes.
Okay, no worries. So next, can I request Anshu Mata or Prabhu? I'm not sure.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mata. Yes.
I'm practicing from last 2 years. I recently joined ISKCON South Bangalore under guidance of Ratish Prabhu.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing chanting since from them. I'm doing 16 round daily. And
Okay.
I would like to offer mango only.
Mango only. Okay. So mango is reigning supreme. Thank you so much. And then Balakrishna Prabhu, if you can go ahead.
Yeah.
After
Hare Krishna,
Balakrishna
bro. I'm
Prabhu,
audible?
Vineet Prabhu. Yeah, you are audible now. Yes, Balakrishna
Yeah,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, bro. Bro, myself, Balakrishna, and I have been practicing Krishna consciousness from almost 6 years, and even I am in contact, in touch with Ratish Prabhu and ISKCON South Bangalore. And the fruit that I would like to offer to Krishna would be mango only, Prabhu.
Mango only. Okay. Thank you so much. We are also connected
Yeah.
to ICC. Thank you. Vineet Prabhu, can I request you to go ahead? And after that is Jayashri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
So my name is Vinit Kumar, and I am connected last 5 years, Prabhuji. And I am chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra last 1 year. Initially, I used to chant 4 rounds or 8 rounds, like gradually.
Okay.
And I am now in Bangalore. So under guidance of His Grace Karnamurti Prabhuji. And the fruit which I would like to offer is mango.
Okay. Thank you. So yes, Jayashri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Prabhu, my
Krishna.
name is Jayshree. I'm from Kolar, Prabhu. So under the guidance of Rati Matuji, I joined at the COVID time for this Krishna conscious this Prabhu. Then the fruit, every day I used to chant 4 or 3 Prabhu. But 4 is compulsory, I used to chant. And the fruit which I used to offer for the God is banana Prabhu. Because mango means in the seasons we do, but 365 days also we'll get banana, right, Prabhu?
Okay.
So I
Fine.
used to offer that on the Prabhu.
You would like to offer.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
so
Prabhu.
much.
Yeah, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Then Nagaraj Prabhu. Kalali Nagaraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I am Nagaraj Prabhu. I am student of UVC college.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I have joined ISKCON during the COVID time, Prabhu. In 2021, I saw in Instagram, social media, some posters like Gita Rahasya course, Prabhu. During that time, I have joined and connected to card. Now I am chanting 2 to 4 rounds.
Okay.
I would like to offer fruit like guava fruit. I would like to offer.
Guava fruit. That's a new one. Thank you.
Because
So,
it's
who?
there in my land, Prabhu.
Oh, okay.
So
So you
that's
have.
why I would like to have.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's nice. Thank you. Thank you for joining also. And after that, Kokila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I am
Hare.
in ISKCON since 2016, but
Mhm.
seriously I started in 2019 after attending Prasadeshwar Prabhu classes and under his guidance, and started to chant 16 rounds. I offer all the fruits, Prabhu. We have Laddu Gopal, we offer everything, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever we have, we will offer to him. Without offering him, we won't eat any fruits, Prabhu. I offer every fruit, whatever fruits I see, I bring and offer him.
Yes, that is also okay.
Not particular about any particular fruit. Daily I offer, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Purushottam Prabhu, very senior devotee. Prabhuji,
No,
Hare Krishna.
no, no.
That is pronounced.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm in KC since 15 years, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes. Fruit, I don't know. The majority, I'll go with majority, Prabhu.
Majority?
Majority, what the devotees are telling, no?
You will go with that.
Yeah, mango.
Mango.
Yeah.
Mango reigns everywhere, I think. Okay. That's why it's called king of fruits, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing here. Then Sarasija Mataji, Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna. So I am Sarasija. It's been 5 years that I came into ISKCON. I got connected with ISKCON, and that to South Bangalore temple. And the fruit which I would like to offer is orange.
Orange. Okay. That's nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. And thanks for joining. Sarthak Prabhu. After that, Shaumik Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I am actually traveling. Yeah. Maybe my camera might not be on full time. Hare Krishna.
Not able to hear you very
I'm
well.
audible, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, audible, but it's a little bit difficulty in hearing. But go ahead. I think you're on a train. I could see that. Yeah.
So I got connected in ISKCON Karwar in December 2020. Then I was there for like 2-3 years. Then I went for actually I'm from engineering background. Then during MTech in Manipal, I got connected to South Bangalore, their branch there. So I've been chanting since 4 years and 16 rounds since 1 year. And fruit I would like to offer is mango push.
Okay.
Mango.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for joining. Like I was saying, I see you're traveling. You're on a train, I think. So thanks for joining. Okay.
Yes,
Who else
Hare
is
Krishna,
there?
Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead. Prabhu.
Prabhu, I'm Shomik Mukherjee.
Yes. True.
The first time I visited an ISKCON temple was in the year 1978. And that was in Kolkata. I've been attending Bhakti Vriksha classes since 2006. So I was lucky to visit this Rath Yatra festival, wherein I got attracted, and there were so many very bright devotees over there. So ever since I've been lucky, whichever city I've gone, I visited, I've been lucky to be somewhere very near and visit that temple. So when I came to Bangalore, I was lucky to be a temple resident, and I thank Narari Chaitanya Das for that, as well as Krishna himself, to be able to take part of the temple facilities, Mangalarti and other things. I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful for all that experience. I from 2006 I've been regularly visiting and attending classes. I've had the opportunity to meet so many senior devotees as well, do seva with them as well. I've been chanting 16 rounds for many years. In between, there were various times there have been gaps. Somehow certain months were not good, and then suddenly, again with the help of devotees, again I have risen up. Okay, it's always uh, associating with devotees is always the best thing to do, because they only help us to pull us up. So now that I have again being very regular in the temple, 16 rounds is very easy nowadays.
Oh,
When
very
we are
nice.
alone, then I think the rounds come down. So hopefully the regularity will happen now that I am with devotees most of the days.
Very good. Thank you. Very nice to hear that.
The fruit that
And
I
so-
would like to offer is apple.
Apple. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
So that
Krishna.
was very wonderful. Thank you for sharing. It was just like kind of breaking the ice, so to speak. There's one devotee who said they will speak later. I'm not able to recall who it is.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah, my name is Ajinkya. I got
Yeah,
connected
Ajinkya.
in NITK Suratkal under Suvarna Gopal and Manmali Bantu. And I've been chanting since 3 years, 16 rounds. And the fruit I would like to offer is grape.
Grapes. Thank you. Okay, so devotees, thank you so much for sharing, for participating. This was just like I said before, it was breaking the ice. And now we will go on to a little bit more into the subject matter. So before we get in there, in the handbook, there is this page 89 that I would like you all to move to, which talks about the norms for classroom behavior. Can I request each one of you to read one point aloud so that, we cover all the points? So it talks about during the course, in order to maintain appropriate learning environment, students will agree to follow the following guidelines.
Number one, we will be present for the entire course.
Thank you. Number two, I'll not call out names, you can just read. You can unmute yourself and then you can just read the points. Somebody who's not having the book, that's all right, you can just listen to the points.
Prabhu, which page is that?
8 and 9, 89.
89.
Appendix 10, norms for classroom behavior. That's the heading. That's the page that we are talking about. There are 11 points in that. So, Prabhuji just read the first point, so we can do
We
the
will
second.
raise hands to contribute.
Yes, thank you. So we will raise hands to contribute. We will be present for the entire course. Yes. Then number 3.
We will value student contribution whether or not we agree with them.
Yes. So whether we agree or not, that's all right. But then we will value, which means that the contributions we will listen and we will give it. I mean, we will not interrupt or we will not put it down. Thank you. 4.
We will refrain from side conversation.
We will refrain from side conversations. So the chance of that is very, very remote here. But then conversations with the other members in the family or wherever we are at the house also should be refrained. So thank you. Then number 5. Okay, maybe I should call out names. Anjali Mataji, number 5.
I don't have the book, Prabhu, actually.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you said that. Okay.
We should refrain from making and receiving mobile phone calls during class.
Yes. Is that okay? Is that too much to ask for or it's all right?
It's all
So
right.
kindly refrain from making and receiving mobile phone calls during class. So, okay. And also keep the video on as much as possible. I understand sometimes something you might have to attend to, in which case it might go off. But then 70–80% of the time, if it is on, that will be very nice. Thank you. Yeah. Number 6.
We will observe confidentially within and without the classroom.
Yeah, we will observe confidentiality within and without the classrooms. So we will not talk about unnecessary things or anything that gets discussed here, we'll not take it outside, personal things or whatever it is. So in case if somebody is asking something, not try to take it outside. So we'll keep it confidential. Yeah, thank you. Then number 7.
We will refrain from borrowing strength from status or position.
What does that mean actually? We will refrain from borrowing strength from status or position.
Project, it means that while attending the course, complete course, we will not think of our status or position in this material world. Rather, we will hear from the person who is speaking and collaborate.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. So right it is. Like if I have to give a little more direct example. So somebody is practicing for 1-2 years and somebody is practicing for 10-15 years. So naturally, there is some amount of seniority that is built in a certain individual. So that we will refrain from borrowing the strength from status or position and then try to, put down or try to talk down or something like that. We'll not get into all those kind of things. Okay, thank you. Then number 8.
We respect the right of the individual to withdraw without stating reasons from any exercise which makes them feel unduly uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is very generic, but I don't see anything which comes into this category. But still, we will state and then we will say that we'll respect the right of the individual. So each one of the individuals here have the right to withdraw without stating any reasons for any exercise which makes them feel unduly uncomfortable. So thank you. Number 9.
We will each accept responsibility for success in achieving our desired outcome.
Okay. So we are responsible for our own outcomes. Fine. Number 10.
We will confront issues or behavior, not people.
Yeah, very important point. I hope all of you understand this. We will confront issues. We might disagree on certain things or on a behavior, but not personally. It's not a personal attack on any individual. Okay.
So the behavior means like
Sorry?
behavior in the sense what, like behavior of people or what?
Some issues, so there is some discussion, there is some argument, so it might be just based on the issues. And also sometimes the behavior could be a little improper. So we would say that the behavior is not proper, but then the individual is still respected. So that's the point. Is that clear?
Okay. Yes, bro.
Hate the sin, not the sinner, they say, no? This is an extreme example. Yeah. Okay. Number 11.
We will each honor any agreement reached.
Thank you so much. So these are some of the norms for the next 6 days when we are going to get together from 6:30 to 8:30. I definitely try to finish on time. That's one commitment from my side. I'll not try to overshoot. Generally, I don't. So we'll try to keep it that way. And we will also, that also means that then we will start at 6:30 sharp. So we'll start on time and then we'll try to end on time. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for reading those norms. And now there are certain aspects about this particular thing. What is this course all about? What are its aim? And then what happens after we go through the course? What is the kind of assessment that is there? These are some of the things that each one of you should be aware of, so that then you will be able to tune yourself to that, and then you will be able to take maximum benefit out of this program, like how Karunamurthy Prabhu was saying. So one way is what I requested or I suggested was to keep a printout or a hard copy, the handbook ready, and then use it extensively. Use it, make notes there, make points there, wherever it is relevant, and then, bring it up, fill it up like that. And then secondly, like whatever we are having, the course that is there, whatever we write, that if you have the handbook with you during the course of the day, you could just go through, like say anywhere you are, like maybe you're traveling, or maybe you have some free time, you're in the office, like, you finished everything, maybe another 15-20 minute gap you had or some time you had. So just pull it out and then try to go through the things that we have covered, so that you will be able to kind of revisit those points, and then that will help us to be a little more better prepared for the subsequent class. And then we'll continue like that. So this is really a handbook or a reference book from that perspective. So let's try to imbibe the things that are there in this fashion, step by step. So that's one of the things that we should be aware of. Okay. Now, if I have to talk about what is the aim of this particular session or this course, what would that be? So it's there in the, I'm now referring to lesson 1, which is page number 6, which talks about course broad aims. So now what is the aim of our course? This is to improve the quality of discipleship. See, I don't want to dilute it, so I'm reading verbatim what is written here. To improve the quality of discipleship within ISKCON in order to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada's society and its members. So there are many points that are coming up here in this definition. To improve the quality of discipleship. What do you understand by that? What is improving the quality of discipleship? What do you understand by that?
Chanting regularly.
Okay, chanting regularly. But you all are chanting regularly. So how will that improve the quality?
Connecting with them. ISKCON.
Connecting with ISKCON. Okay.
The activities, some activities, seminars.
Connecting more with
like
ISKCON.
this.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to follow instructions, Maharaj, as much as, yeah.
Trying to follow the instructions. Okay. Instructions of who? Whose instructions?
Like Guru Maharaj, respective Guru Maharaj.
Follow the
And
instructions.
following the local authority also.
Okay. So following the instructions of Guru and then following the instructions of local authority. Okay. Yes. Other points?
Improving the quality of discipleship within ISKCON. It will mean that how one can become a better disciple of Sri Guru. And
how one can become a better disciple. Yes. How? That's what we are asking.
Yeah, like it will be told in this course. Like that is the aim, right?
Correct. So these are not things that are, see, okay, there's another thing that I would like to say. There are many aspects that you all are already aware of. And then it's not like this is something entirely new. But the point is how we kind of prioritize things, how we say which has taking precedence over something else. Those nuances get discussed as we move forward. Things are already there. But then practically when I am trying to implement things, then how is it that I have to deal with these things? So that is something that's going to come up as we move on. So there is, in all probability, there may not be anything new that you might learn, but then the perspective from which you will look at it will change. That is one assurance that I can give you. So I hope that makes sense. And then having said that, what I would like to say is, yes, we all would like to definitely improve our discipleship. That is, how I can be a better disciple. Whatever I am today, then how I can be better tomorrow, and then take it forward, keep moving like that. Because devotee, we are not 100%. We all know that. So we are not 100% pure devotees. We were all like, we have our own percentages. Somebody is at 5, 10. I'm just telling a number to relate to, that's all. So 5, 10, 15, 20%, 30%, like that, So then if I am at a percentage X, I try to be better than that X plus something. And then subsequently, then from there, then I move on to the next. So keep improving. So this is something like continual improvement. The corporates have this, where there's always this need for continual improvement. Today you have achieved so much, okay, so tomorrow your target changes. So you try to improve on that. Or even it's like these sportsmen, the athletes, they try to better their time every time. So from that perspective, here also we will want to improve the quality of discipleship within ISKCON. So what happens by this? We are actually going to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada Society and its members. So how does that affect long-term? Just me trying to be proper and then improve myself. Of course, it will give me benefit because I am going to improve myself. So which means that I am moving closer to Krishna. So there is a personal benefit that is already there, but that is not being stated here. But what is being stated here is it also helps to promote the well-being of the organization. Srila Prabhupada Society, what is that called? That is called ISKCON. So Prabhupada Society and its members. Now, instead of referring to it as ISKCON, they purposely said it is Srila Prabhupada Society. So we are establishing the ownership there. We are making clear the position of Srila Prabhupada and how we have to look at Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON, how it has to be viewed. So there are these finer points that are being brought out here, which we should be aware of. And that's what I'm trying to share here. I'm just a facilitator. It's not like I'm going to give you something which you have not heard before. I just facilitate the understanding, the learning. And also there could be some instances where you could have experienced certain things which you could also share here. And then we can see how one needs to reconcile such situations and keep the interest of the organization, which is ISKCON, and the interest of Srila Prabhupada, and then take it forward. So sometimes, an individual and an organization which takes precedence? Organization. So this we are learning from corporate, or this is there in the scriptures also? Sorry?
It is there in scripture.
Yes. You want to quote how, where, or I mean, what instance you can think of?
I guessed it.
Sorry?
I guessed it.
Oh, you guessed it. Okay. All right. So you're right there. I mean, the answer is right. It is there in the scriptures also. It is not just the corporate. In fact, there are this Manusmriti talks about how an individual could be sacrificed for the family, how a family could be sacrificed for a village, and how a village can be sacrificed for a kingdom, and so on. So this comes in, one of the examples is in Mahabharata, when the Pandavas were living in a place where that village, they'll have to send one individual has to be sacrificed from each family, for the demon. Who's the demon? Bakasura, right? So every day one person has to go. So that is where when that particular story is being narrated in the Puran, then there is this reference made where it is actually allowed. It's okay. I mean, this kind of logic is okay. And then that's how they say, like, sometimes, individuals suffer, but then if it is for the betterment of the organization, then it is good, they say. Like how in our body, if my hand is not all right, and then it's gone bad and it's going to affect the rest of the body, then sometimes they will detach it or take it off, or they'll cut it off. So to save the bigger whole. So there's a sacrifice made by the smaller entity to serve the bigger. This is there. So from that perspective, sometimes we as individuals will have to, I'm not saying we'll have to sacrifice, but we'll have to be aware of this. And this is the kind of view, or this is the kind of outlook that we need to develop, so that, sometimes, certain things might be denied to us in the interest of the organization, in the interest of the larger group, in which case then we just try to go ahead with this mature outlook. I see Saumik Prabhu with his hand up. Yes, Prabhu, you want to ask something?
Prabhu, in this particular paragraph, it is written to to improve the quality of discipleship within ISKCON. Has this statement come as an outcome wherein certain initiated disciples or devotees have done some anarthas, and for this we are becoming more careful about whoever in future we give discipleship. Is it because of fallout of that there have been some anarthas committed?
See, Prabhu, actually, this is a continual improvement. It is not right for us to pinpoint. We will not be able to pinpoint like that. And it is not just that there is some somebody senior who has made some anartha and that is why we are bringing in this. No, it's not like that. In fact, like I said, no, this particular course was designed by personalities who have such a varied, in-depth experience, and they have seen that even small aberrations that are seen when you total it up, then it becomes very big. A small deviation over a period of time can become big. So it is not big anarthas, it is even the small things that matter. So to that extent, we should not conclude saying that it is those big ones, whereby we are implying that small ones are all right then. But actually even the small ones are not all right is what they will say. As we move on, we'll come to know all that. Because, in the parampara, if something has to be maintained and it has to be taken through over generations, then even a slightest deviation will mean a huge gap over a period of time. Correct? You're with me on that?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Right. Right.
Okay, so yeah, and then now, see, actually, we will. How are we going to achieve this particular thing of improving the quality of discipleship? That there are some points here. I'll continue to read, or anybody wants to read, we can do that. Point number one, can you read? Maybe Swamik Prabhu, you can read if you have the text with you, I mean the book with you.
Yes, Prabhu. We will achieve this by enabling students to, number one, understand the long-standing principles of discipleship as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the broader Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, and appreciate the unique contexts in which these teachings are applied within ISKCON.
Yes. So, teachings of Srila Prabhupada is the basis for any conclusion or anything, any decision being taken. Yes, Prabhu. So, we need to understand the long-standing principles of discipleship as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So, what Prabhupada has mentioned is what is the basis for concluding in a certain way here. Okay. Then number two, anybody else would like to read? Anshu Mata, would you like to read?
Prabhuji, I was reading through PDF, but I missed the page. If you
Number
let me
6.
know,
Page number 6.
Can I read next?
Okay, fine. Anybody else wants to read?
I will read, Prabhu. Apply these principles to form spiritually healthy, constructive relationship with their gurus and senior Vaishnavas. B, act appropriately within this relationship.
Yeah, so this is very important. Like, so we know we are an organization, and our organization is very different from other spiritual organizations that we know of in general. We'll try to list out things which are different and unique to ISKCON, which is not there in other organizations. And so the environment that is there within ISKCON is very unique and it is different. So then we need to have a spiritually healthy, constructive relationship with their gurus and senior Vaishnavas, and also act appropriately within those relationships, the adhikar, and then how we don't serve one at the cost of another. That's very, very important. The etiquette that one needs to follow. These are things that we need to be aware. We may or may not do that particular seva. Like, for example, I think, it was His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So he was with a lot of his disciples. There are a lot of devotees, and then they were in a congregation, in a gathering. And in that gathering, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's god brother was also present. But then, since this gathering was all of his disciples, the disciples of His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, I mean, not all of them, whoever was in charge of doing a certain seva, ended up serving, but then kind of ignored the god brother. So then Maharaj immediately stopped and then he said, "You will not do this to me first. First him and then me." So then and there is correction. So these are small things, small etiquettes that we should not miss out. And then we should be aware, because this is a multi-guru environment, and that is the uniqueness of ISKCON that we are talking about. There are many gurus, and can a person have more than one guru? Is that okay? How it is? What are the terminologies used? So these are some of the things that we will see as we move on. Okay, but I'm just trying to give a flavor of how our organization becomes unique from that perspective. A multi-guru and a leadership kind of an organization that we have. And then we have multi lines of authority. So these lines of authorities are something that we will have to follow. As disciples, we know we will have to follow authority, but there are multiple authorities. So who takes precedence? How do I balance it? These are the nuances that we will have to appreciate first, and then see or equip ourselves with sufficient knowledge, so we will be able to act correctly. We'll be able to take the right decision, so that we don't make any aparad. I think Prabhu was talking about aparad. Without making any aparad, we are able to do it in a very cordial, cooperative, and everybody becoming pleased kind of a way. So it looks a little utopian, but then we will have to get there. Okay, is that making sense? And then the next part is number 3, develop the values and attitudes required of a disciple. So we will talk about those things also, about what are the values that are there in the attitudes. And number 4 is cooperatively serve the Supreme and his various representatives in order to perpetuate Srila Prabhupada's teaching and mission through both personal example and instruction. The best form of preaching is not by speaking, but by acting it out or playing that particular role. Our behavior attracts people, and at the same time, if it is not appropriate, then it repels people. It will not attract or repel to you, it will attract or repel to ISKCON. So we have a responsibility that we carry, because we are accepting ourselves to be part of ISKCON. So it's like an organization, like they even in corporates, they say that the large organizations say that you represent this organization, so your behavior has to be at most top class. You cannot do certain things, because then the people will look at not you doing it, but then the black mark will come on the organization and not on the individual. So in the same way, even in ISKCON, you have a very similar thing. So where we have to understand the gravity, and we'll have to understand how how the outsiders would view, and then how they will think. So one small casual act from our side might drive away somebody, and Krishna is not going to be pleased by that, because then Krishna will say that because of you, and somebody who was trying to come in now has moved out. So that's not going to make Krishna happy, and we are here to make Krishna happy. So these are some of the things that we should be aware of. Any comments so far about what we discussed? Anybody wants to add or say anything? Okay. No comments? All right. We will move on. See, now, how are we doing on time? Okay, an hour. Okay. So aim of the disciple course is in if you look at the aim, and then I asked this question before, so you all gave your answers, which is how we could improve as a disciple. So now you all talked about sadhana. Yes, you spoke about chanting, and then regular chanting, and then making our sadhana better. Yes, that is there. Now, also following the 4 regulative principles. There are many aspects of a disciple which is there, for which I know that I'll need some improvement. and it is a continuous improvement that needs to happen. Now, I would just request each of you to write in your books what qualities, there are two aspects, what is the quality that you would like to develop in you? Any one quality you can say. There could be many, but at least quote one. And what is the activity that you would like to do with an ISKCON as an ISKCON disciple? You understood the question. There are two aspects. One is what is the quality that you would like to develop, and what is the activity you would want to do. Activity means seva that you would like to do in Krishna, in ISKCON. Did you get the question? If not, then I'll repeat again. Okay.
Can you repeat it, Prabhu, once again, please? I couldn't get it.
Yes, Mataji. So what I'm saying is, what is one particular quality that I would want to develop, which will help me become a better disciple in ISKCON? And what is the one activity that I would like to do? Or activity means seva here. You can take it as seva. I would like to do for moving forward, which I have not been able to do, or which I couldn't do, or whatever. So one quality and then one activity. There are two things that if you can list for yourself, you can write it in your... Yeah, if so you're finished, then you can just raise your hand. I know if somebody is finished.
We should tell Prabhu now the answer.
No, if you've written it down, then you can raise your hand.
Okay.
I just want to give sufficient time so that everybody writes it. Okay, Vinit Prabhu has said he has completed. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. So the quality
No, that's
which
okay. One second, Prabhu. We'll just ensure others are also doing. So Jayashri Mataji has said yes, she has completed it. Okay, Murli Mohan Prabhu. Balakrishna Prabhu, thank you. Ajinkya Prabhu, thank you. Anjali Mataji, you are able to get the question, or should I repeat again? Okay, Purushottam Prabhu, thank
I'm
you.
not able to- Only one quality which I would like to develop, Prabhuji. There are many. So I'm just trying to think about it. That's all. I'm still in the thinking process.
Okay.
Give me more time, Prabhu. That's all.
Okay, but please do mention one or two you can mention, that's all right. And then which is foremost, what you think is most important. And then after that, then one activity that you would like to do. Okay, who else is yet to finish? Kokila Mataji, were you able to complete? Nagaraj Prabhu? Oh, thank you. Okay. Anshu Mataji, did you raise your hand? I'm not able to recall. Okay, I think most of you have done it, I think. Is there anyone who's yet to do? Okay, now quickly, only one, Prabhu, if you can just read what is that one activity and then one quality that you would like to.
I would like to develop humble and meek.
You want to become more humble, that's what you're saying.
Humble and meek with other devotees.
Okay.
Activity, I want to do more preaching. preaching it.
Oh, okay, very nice. So how can we become more humble, Prabhu? Any thoughts on that?
Thinking other devotees superior than me.
Mm-hmm.
Always, thinking the learning what we are doing in the course or in the learning in the Bhagavad Gita or something, which is very little with our knowledge.
Okay,
That,
so what I know is very less. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay. So because it's a very important thing about trying to develop humility. So humility, how we would be able to develop is a process. It is not like, okay, I decide and then it happens. So that's why I was just asking a couple of questions. But thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for sharing that. And then you also would like to preach. So thank you. Vinith Prabhu, you would like to read yours?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
So
Krishna.
the quality which I would like to develop is loyalty and unflinching faith in Sri Guru. And the service which I want to render is Harinam Sankirtan and book distribution.
Harinam Sankirtan and book distribution. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And Sarasija Mataji, you would like to read what you've read? I mean, what you've written?
Hare Krishna. So the one quality which I want to develop is to understand the roles and responsibilities of the disciple and try to adhere to them to the maximum level. And activity which I would like to do is improve my sadhana and mainly and strictly follow the instructions of seniors.
Okay, following the instructions of seniors and then follow the sadhana. Thank you. Ajinkya Prabhu, did you? Can you?
Yes, Prabhu. I would like to, the quality I would like to develop is, main quality will be obedience, followed by like the three other episodes. And activities are reaching to teenage students and college youth, and
Okay.
along with the DT version, DT service.
DT services also. Thank you, Prabhu. Then who's next? Anshu Matar, you would like to share what you've written?
Prabhuji, I want to keep my consistency in doing Krishna consciousness, like doing something continuously without failure, without giving any reason of not doing. And what seva I want to do is like earlier I was doing kitchen seva, so if chance to do again, I would like to do kitchen seva.
Okay. Thank you so much. Balakrishna Prabhu? Then maybe Jayashree Mataji, if you're ready. Nagaraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, quality which I used to do chanting with proper quality, Prabhu. Sometimes I miss the chanting also, Prabhu. So that I want to improve in my quality, Prabhu. And seva which I used to do, like go seva, Prabhu.
Go Seva. Okay. Thank you,
Yes,
Mataji.
Prabhu.
That's wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Others? You can unmute one after another, so we'll save some time.
Prabhu, I want to get a
Go ahead, Kokila Mataji.
morning in Brahma Murtam chanting. I feel very difficult, Prabhu. Night I can do, but many times I try to do in Brahma Murta. I am unable to do. I am trying many times, but it is not in my plate, Prabhu. And second thing, I am afraid to speak with senior devotees, Prabhu. If anything aparad happens like that, I think, and I won't speak with anybody in temple. And activities that I like to stitch dresses to all the deities in temple. Krishna, Radha, Balram, everybody, Gaurnitai, Balram, everybody, Subhadra, everybody, I want to stitch the dresses to them, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you,
That's
Mataji.
all,
Thanks
Prabhu.
for sharing that. But I think, yeah, we will talk on that. Yeah, thanks. Next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, activity, one activity is Prabhu, my regularly chanting holy names of God, Prabhu. And one quality is to improve my means, behaving properly with senior devotee and seeking helps from the following ISKCON discipline course. ISKCON rules are some improving devotee professions like
Okay. The voice was not very clear, but I think I heard what you wanted to say. So thank you, Prabhu. And Purushottam Prabhu, please go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, as far as quality, to respect the seniors, devotees, and also follow the footsteps of the senior Vaishnavas to become Dasa Dasa.
Very well. Okay.
And also about the other one is activity.
Yes.
Sharing the knowledge of KC to others.
So that is preaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Who else now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Balakrishna.
Yeah, like my quality I would like to do is like the attentive chanting, and the service I would like to do in temple is the DT service, Prabhu.
Okay. Wonderful. See, actually, when we are talking about various aims that are there, like how I can improve myself as a disciple, then there are many things. It's not like we don't know. Why we did this exercise is because to bring out the fact that, yes, I know where I need to improve. And then with our counselors, with the people who are giving us care, when we start talking to them, when we start discussing, and then go in a very structured way, then we should definitely be able to clear these things. And these are things that we will have to start from ourselves. We will have to initiate it. All along, they were initiating it in terms of what is physically visible. That is something that the other person, the senior will initiate it. They'll say, okay, are you doing this? Are you doing this? What time are you getting? I mean, all those things. The gross things will get taken care of very quickly. But the subtle things in terms of improving the quality of that particular chant or improving the quality of my interaction with other members or with seniors or with juniors, improving the quality of preaching seva, because most of the sevas you are doing, but then you want to improve on that quality. When I say quality, I am talking about the consciousness which we do that particular activity. So now that consciousness with which we are supposed to do, if I have to improve that, it has to come from our side. We will have to approach our seniors, ask those questions, relevant questions, and then try to get to that point. If you look at Srimad Bhagavatam, it is full of question and answers only. Whenever a question is asked, then the sage, the rishi, or the spiritual master is answering. Entire Bhagavatam is that only. Even Bhagavad Gita is that only. So whichever scripture you take, it is always about question and answer. And then based on the question that is asked, the answers are all given. So we will have to practice and develop that, because somebody was saying that I'm so scared to ask a question. No, I mean, you can be scared that you don't make an aparadh, that is fine. But then you can't be so scared that I will keep quiet. That is not okay. So you'll have to overcome that. And then you'll have to ask, or maybe there are some individuals with whom you are comfortable. If you take the whole lot as seniors, maybe if you consider all of them together, then it becomes very overwhelming. Maybe in that one or two people, maybe you're a little comfortable. Because all of them are not the same. No, certain seniors are more approachable, somebody is not, or somebody you gel well with, whereas somebody else you don't. I mean, somehow you're not able to. Whatever it is. So at least start with people with whom you are comfortable, and then thereby then it will move on like that, you know. So this is something that has self-generated. It has to come from within us. Otherwise, we will begin to kind of stagnate, you know, in our progress. Because if we are not making any improvement, that means then we are stagnating. So it is like no improvement means then it is not even stagnating. If we are stagnating, then that means that we are going down. It is like that. Because if I'm doing the same thing that I did 6 months back, it means that I'm not progress. It doesn't mean it is stagnating. It means that we are going down. Because the material world and then Maya is such that it will pull us down. It will not allow us to remain there. It is like that downstream water current, you know. If you don't swim against the current, it doesn't mean that you will remain there. No, if you stop swimming, you will be washed down, downstream, right? So like that, if we don't keep our sadhana and keep improving, then it will take us back. And then that is something that we will have to guard ourselves. And for that, it has to be self-generated. It has to come from within. We will have to get to that point where I would want to improve myself. And that kind of eagerness to improve oneself is what Krishna recognizes. That is what Parampara recognizes. And that is when the mercy will begin to flow. So from that perspective, we have a role to play, each one of us. If we don't do that, then we will all, they say, no, that entropy, like the water, no, always goes and then settles at the lowest point, wherever you pour it. So like that, our sadhana will go and then get to that bottommost point, and then it will lie there. So which is not correct. So this is very important for us. And then there are also certain other principles and values that we'll be looking at in this particular course, which is establishing Srila Prabhupada's position, and then what is the allegiance that I have to ISKCON and to the Parampara. Parampara means the Guru Parampara, and then to ISKCON. Is Parampara and ISKCON separate? If they are, then how they are separate, and if they are not, then how they are same, and who takes precedence? Where should my loyalty be? All these things we will have to be aware of. And then we'll also have to respect for multiple authorities and senior Vaishnavas. So I said, no, it's a multi-guru environment. So you have many gurus. So now how do I respect all of them? If there is any conflict of interest, then how do I operate within that particular framework so that I don't displease anybody or I don't make any aparadh? So these are aspects that we will discuss. Then how do I consider it or consider what should I consider in the selection of a guru? And then what is the kind of faith that one needs to have in guru's instructions? Then what are these commitments or vows that I am taking when I'm getting initiated? And then do I really understand Srila Prabhupada's mission? Then, of course, to have very exemplary sadhana, conduct, and a balanced lifestyle. Balanced lifestyle is very, very important because that samanatva is yoga uchyate. If there is samanatva, then that means then it is like a yoga. If we are able to balance, that itself means that we are performing austerity. So balancing the lifestyle means what? We have different streams with us. What do we have? We have our careers, then we have family, and then we have Adhyatmika. In fact, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, he talks about this particular balance, you know. It is like a tripod. You all know what is a tripod, right? It is a thing which is having 3 legs. So the 3 legs are like these 3 legs, which is your career or your job, and then your family, and then your spiritualism. Now, any one leg in a tripod is not there, then it is imbalance. The tripod will not stay, it will topple over. Any one leg you cut off or you break it or something, it will not stand on 2 legs. We all know that. It needs the 3 legs, tripod. No? So like that, these 3 are like the tripod of our life. So we'll have to balance it. We'll have to keep all 3. If one is not there, then it is an imbalance that you have. Like career or job is not there, then it becomes an imbalance. If family is not addressed issues or it's not taken care, then it's an imbalance. or even spiritualism is not taken care, then it's an imbalance. So all the three has to be balanced. And that's the balance that we'll have to strike for, as a balanced lifestyle that we're looking at. Then you also mentioned about humility, about inquiry, about service. So when we talk about inquiry, humility, and service, who can tell what is this shloka in Bhagavad Gita which refers to that? We are talking about humility, inquiry, first of all, inquiring. And then we are talking about humbleness, humility, and then service.
Enquiry, karpanya doshopahatha Prabhu.
Tatvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Yeah. So Saraswati Mataji was getting that right. So it talks about the shloka in the 4th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, which is Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Okay, upadikshante te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So that is what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, where you have to make that inquiry, but make it in a humble way. And as a service to the Guru, you ask that question, so that he is also enthused to answer that particular question. So this is another quality that we will have to cultivate. And then we'll have to understand what is favorable association, what is inclusivity, and what is cooperation. See, these are very big things. It might sound like words, but then if you drill down a little bit, you will realize there is so much in it. What is favorable association? Of course, ISKCON, large organization, all types of people are there. But I have a certain personality of my own, and certain things may or may not gel for me. There are certain things I may not be able to work cooperatively, or I may not be able to see it in the same way that others are seeing. Or what is important for me may not be a priority for another person or another group. Now, in case if I try to fit in there, then it's not the right thing to do. So that is why favorable association within the association of ISKCON is also important. It doesn't mean that, okay, anyway, he or she is a devotee, that's okay, that is fine. Okay, it is okay, fine in a very broad sense with respect to the outside world. But then within that, then you'll have to be discreet enough to have the right association, which means favorable association, where it will help me to move from where I am now to the next level, which will make me more studious, which will make me more serious, which will make me more determined, which will make me more, like Krishna conscious. So that is something that I will know. And then I'll have to look or search for that kind of association. So favorable association. Then inclusivity is very, very important. This is where all of us will go wrong, because this is a multicultural organization, means people from various cultures are there. I mean, even if you take India, if you take any temple you take, there are people who speak multiple languages. There are people who speak, who come from multiple backgrounds. There are people who come from various, if you take internationally, then ethnic backgrounds, and then, somebody is corporate, somebody is businessman. It's so varied. There is so much of variation in the type of people who are coming in front of Krishna and who want to get associated with ISKCON. Now, are we broad-minded enough to be inclusive to everyone? Is our behavior reflecting inclusivity, or is our behavior making us exclusive, or we think we are exclusive and then we behave in that way? Like that groupism, or groupism could be with respect to the spiritual master, and then trying to form groups because, okay, I like that person, or I'll associate with him or her because he is my god brother or my god sister. There's nothing wrong in that, but then it shouldn't be at the cost of other individuals. It cannot be at the cost of somebody who is having another guru, for example. Or so it couldn't be like he speaks my language, so I'm comfortable. Okay, you can be comfortable, but then it should not be at the cost of ignoring or putting down a person who does not speak that same language. So this inclusivity is very, very important, and then we need to understand that. And then we'll have to practice inclusivity in our own way. In each of us, and it need not be at a very high level, it is at a very small level. We'll have to get that. And that combined small changes, sum total of all of that will give a different image to ISKCON as an organization. where anybody, when they take a look, they'll say, oh, these people are very different. They are not like the regular crowd. They are not like, see, in the outside world, what happens? All these things exist. There is favoritism, there is exclusivity. We are not very inclusive generally. All these negative things are there. But then in ISKCON, we will have to work against that nature and then make it more inclusive and make it and then cooperate. So we may not like somebody, but then common goal is Krishna, to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. So then we will have to cooperate for that sake. So like that, we will have to raise our consciousness every time and then work together to take this particular movement forward and also to please Krishna. So when we are taking this movement forward, when we are cooperating, that means automatically then Krishna is pleased, the Guru is pleased. So these are some of the aspects that we need to be. So we are actually trying to raise our consciousness much more by looking at these things. And then cultivation and propagation of the holy name, which is preaching. So these are some of the aspects that we will be looking at in detail. I did discuss in detail now, but that is just to food for thought kind of a thing. So now, if you look at the course assessment that is there, at the end of this course, there will be an assessment that you will have to take. It will be an open book or it could be a closed book. So now, if you look at page number 8 and 9, there are 20 questions that are there. Now, you should be able to answer all these 20 questions. And you should be able to understand, and then you should be able to, understand the where it is coming from. So if you are able to achieve that, then I think we are moving forward in pleasing Prabhupada, in making sure that ISKCON is, it's going to continuously stay for a much longer period with this differentiated approach. Okay. So this is what is the sum and substance of this thing. I would urge all of you to look at the course assessment and then the questions. You will be able to answer these questions if you are attending these, the sessions continuously, and then making notes and then also reading in between. So thereby you will be able to effortlessly answer all those questions. Okay. So now we can move on to the next lesson, which is Guru Tattva and Parampara. I think we are a little behind on schedule, but that's okay. Day one, generally it happens. So when we are talking about Guru Tattva, what do you understand by Guru Tattva? So there's a lot of theory here, but yeah, you'll have to take some time to understand what it is. What do you understand by Guru Tattva?
Guru is non-different from Krishna.
Okay, that is the tattva that you're talking about. Yeah, very right. Okay. But what exactly is Guru Tattva means? It is the truth about Guru. Tattva is like truth, or that which does not change with respect to Guru. So Guru Tattva is a set of things, set of understandings together, which will not change over a period of time, and which is the truth, and which is what is applicable irrespective of who the Guru is. So that is Guru Tattva. So now, like you rightly said, Guru is not different from Krishna. That's the first point. Now, before we move on there, if you see this box, there is this question where it talks about if you can explain briefly in your own words the position of Guru. So what do you understand by position of Guru? What is Guru's position? How would you say that? You can answer. Anybody can unmute and answer.
Guru means it's there in a higher level who understand the Supreme Lord and given the instructions to their students. Is this
okay? So Guru is in a higher level. You're saying, okay, understood. Yes. Okay.
And finding the real Guru and following their instructions is our duty and our.
No, the question is only position of Guru. Briefly explain in your own words the position of Guru. That's all. You said Guru is in a higher
qualities.
Okay,
who have the qualities I didn't remember, but it's there. Some of the qualities they have. If the guru is there, is some of qualities they should have.
Okay, so there are certain qualities that are there. So what are the qualities of a guru? See, now this is another homework kind of an exercise for all of you. I would expect that you all do it, but I'm not going to ask again or check that did you do it or not. See, we all know this Samsara Dava, Nalalita Loga. So now that particular song, which is called as the Gurvashtaka. So if you look at I mean, many of you might know it, you might know it by heart, or you might see it and then sing it, or you would have been singing. Now, if you look at the meaning, there are various qualities of the Guru is being highlighted there. So the homework is, if you could refer to this Ashtaka and then write down all the qualities that are present in a Guru. And so then you will know then what is the position of a Guru, or how one has to look at the Guru. Is that doable? Is this question understood? If there is any doubt, then you can raise your hand. Otherwise, then we can move on. So I'll just repeat very quickly. Try to write based on this Gurvashtaka, that is Samsara Dhava, Nalalida Loka. Just try to look at the meanings, the translation, and then try to write all the qualities that are present in a Guru. Like Guru is like a cloud that takes because our life is like Samsara Dhava. Dhava is like a fire. Navali the Loka. So this our Loka is a fire. And Guru is that media who's like a cloud pouring rain and then cooling that entire dhava, means putting out that fire of material existence. So he is so mercifully, he takes it from, so what does the cloud do? It takes from the sea and then it pours on the land and then extinguishes the fire. So like that, the Guru takes the mercy from Krishna and then pours it on us so that our samsara dhava is cooled, or our material miseries are going away. So like that, if you go through, then you will find so many other qualities which are there. The example that I just spoke of is for karuna, or for mercy. So in this way, you will get many qualities. So try to list it out. It's an exercise that you can do, taking out the meaning or the translation of this particular song that we recite, the Ashtaka that we recite. Okay. Then there is also these qualities of a disciple. So you can do that with what's that? Ore Vaishnava Thakur. That particular song. Again, do the same exercise. What's that? It's Oye Vaishnava Thakura Davara Sagara. That particular song also, if you look at those meanings, then you will know what are all the qualities of a disciple, and that also can be listed. So if you list these two, then that will be a good homework exercise for all of you. Okay, so please note it down so that you could do it whenever you get time. Then now we'll come back to these points, the notes that are there. So the very first point about Guru Tattva is that the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. So anyway, so this is something that Prabhu just said now. So if you can read that particular reference, I'm referring to page number 11. So in page 11, it talks about Guru Krishna Rupa. Anna, you remember, you can see that shloka?
Yes, Guru Krishna Rupa.
Anna, Shastrena Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. So what does that mean? According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. The relationship of a disciple with the spiritual master is as good as his relationship with the Supreme Lord. So this, the Shastra Praman is in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we read, Adi Leela 1.45. Then even in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is this reference, which is Acharyam Mam Vijaniyan Navamanyate Karhichit Na Martya Buddhya Suyeta Sarvadeva Mayo Guruhu. So one who knows the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. So the position of Guru is very clearly established that he is non-different from Krishna. He cannot, you'll have to take him as Krishna himself because he is representing Krishna. He is a representative of Krishna. So now there are some corollaries. So some clarification is being given there. Now, if one considers the spiritual master or the guru as an ordinary human being, then one is doomed. So it is an aparad to consider the spiritual master as an ordinary human being. Though he might be in a human body, but then we cannot look at the guru in that way. Is that clear? Is there any comments or questions around that? It is recommended that one honor the spiritual master as being on an equal status with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Shastra. This is enjoyed in every scripture. And Acharyam Mam Vijaniyat. That is, one should consider the Acharya to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In spite of all these instructions, if one considers the spiritual master as an ordinary human being, then one is doomed. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. So, this is one aspect that we should be very, very clear. So you cannot consider the Guru as an ordinary individual. And then another aspect that is there is sometimes, what happens? Persons who are less qualified, because see, we think that Guru means like who is a Guru or who can be considered as a Guru. Generally, Guru, now we relate to Srila Prabhupada. And then we know that Gurus are all Nitya Siddhas, or that category of personality, the people who have come from there, who come and occupy the position of a Guru. So now somebody might ask, can a Kripa Siddhi person can be a Guru? So do you understand this concept of Nitya Siddha and then Kripa Siddha? So one who is a Nitya Siddha is somebody who is not affected by the material world. And Kripa Siddha is somebody who is affected by the material world. He is a Nitya Baddha kind of an entity. But then he has got the mercy of the Kripa, and thereby he has become a Kripa Siddhi. So he has attained Siddhi by Kripa, by mercy. That means what? He is passed by grace mark kind of a thing. So can that person be become a Guru? It's a question that I'm asking. You can read this particular passage, which is there in 11, and then try to answer that. So Prabhupada is trying to give more clarity into these finer details, or finer points that come up. So Prabhupada actually gives an example of a postman. And then he talks about how a postman is supposed to deliver a money order, some amount. If the postman is delivering the money without any mistake or without any change, like say somebody has sent $100, and then the postman is coming and then giving that $100 to that particular individual, that is his perfection, Prabhupada says. The postman could be imperfect. He might have some imperfection within him. But if he is delivering or doing his duty correctly, then he is to be considered as perfect for that particular role. Correct, na? So this analogy will help us to understand. Now you look at it, a person who is delivering the message of Krishna through the parampara, even though if that individual has some imperfections, he is still to be considered as a perfect personality. So from that perspective, an empowered person who could be, the past does not matter. He could have been a Nitya Baddha or a Kripa Siddhi kind of a personality who had some imperfections before, can still be considered as a Guru because he is delivering the message of Krishna without any change, without any adulterations or without any modification. So in that way, then he has to be considered as a guru, as a guru, and not looked down on such an individual compared to a Nitya Siddha. So this is one aspect that we should be aware of, and we will have to internalize it. So here, actually, Bhakti Vinod Thakura, his statements are as good as the scriptures. And then he says, generally, the spiritual master comes from the group of such eternal associates of the Lord. But anyone who follows the principles of such ever liberated persons is as good as one in the above mentioned group. That means in the Nitya Siddha group. A person who is liberated Acharya and Guru cannot commit any mistake. But there are persons who are less qualified or not liberated, but still can act as Guru and Acharya by strictly following the disciplic succession. So the past does not matter. As long as they are aligned to the parampara, they have to be accepted as bona fide gurus. Okay, coming in the disciplic succession. Now, for this, a little bit more clarity Prabhupada is giving. So if you look at these three paragraphs, that is when he does his business perfectly, he is perfect, which is the example of postman. And then Bhakti Vinod Thakura's take on a liberated person and a person who's connected to the parampara and how we should not see any difference. And then the third paragraph, which we are going to see now, which is if you follow a pure devotee, then you are also a pure devotee. So these things have to be taken in the right perspective. So if you follow a pure devotee, then you are also a pure devotee. It may not be 100% pure because you are trying to raise yourself from the conditioned life. You may not be 100% there. But if we strictly follow the pure devotee, then we are also pure. So if you strictly follow Srila Prabhupada, follow his instructions, even though there are impurities within us, we still are considered as pure devotees. I mean, we don't consider ourselves, but then that's how then others will look at it. So far as we do, that is pure. So pure devotee does not mean one has to become immediately 100% pure. But if he sticks to the principle that we follow a pure devotee, then his actions are also pure. That is, he is as good as a pure devotee. So he is as good as a pure devotee. So in this way, we will have to be very careful how we treat Vaishnavas, not be judgmental, not try to think of the past and then try to say that this person was like this, and then what kind of a guru he will make, not get into that kind of a thinking. So this is all acting on our minds. We may not say it out openly, but then it keeps acting on our minds. So this is a guideline that provides us to stay clear of such thoughts. So be very confident. Prabhupada has vouched for it. There is Shastrik Praman, which says that once somebody is appointed as a guru and is in the parampara, then there is no need to see what is that history, whether it is Nitya Siddha or somebody who has come up with Kripa Siddhi. Either way, they are to be considered as gurus, and then they have to be considered, I mean, you have to respect them in the same way without any differentiation. So that is a very, very fine point that we are talking about, which I hope there is some clarity to that now. But you need to dwell on this, and then if there are any thoughts or questions that you have, you can ask now. I try to answer.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, Heli, please go ahead, Prabhu.
So it is mentioned that if you follow pure devotee, so how to identify the pure devotee, Prabhu?
See, for us, pure devotee is Srila Prabhupada. Now, with respect to that, anybody who is following pure Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee.
Okay.
Because ISKCON, then Srila Prabhupada. For us, it's from there. And of course, anybody above Prabhupada is a pure devotee, naturally.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I have one doubt, Prabhu, but particularly not like starting you asked which fruit we have to offer for the God. Is there behind any reason, Prabhu?
No, there is no reason. Just wanted to, like I said, it was an icebreaker. Just to get you thinking what you would like to offer. That kind
No, everybody, majority, they have told mango, mango. So I was little bit confused. Is there any reason for that?
I don't know. You should tell me what is the reason for everybody to say mango.
That's what I am asking, Prabhu. Is there any behind the to offer that mango itself like that?
I don't know, Mataji, but mango seems to have taken most of your mind space. I don't know, but yeah, that's okay. That's I mean, you
Oh,
many
okay.
people
Thank
like mango. There's nothing wrong there.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
And it is not some catch question. It was a regular question just to get us, just to think, what is it that I would like to offer? So this, at that point when you are thinking, what is it that I would like to offer? You got a little personal with yourself and with Krishna. If I have to give, I have so many things. What should I offer him? Maybe I'll offer this. And some of you gave those explanations. One of you said that banana is available all through, so I would like to offer that. Something like that you all said. Each of you came up with your own logic and then why you chose that. Or maybe somebody likes mango, so they would like to offer that because they like the taste of mango and they want Krishna also to taste the same thing. So that's fine. But it just gave you an opportunity to think personally with Krishna and then, offer it. So in one sense, you
Prabhu,
actually...
which
Hare
fruits Krishna will like, Prabhu?
He likes everything that is offered with love. Even why fruit, he even likes the banana peel.
Okay, Prabhu.
He ate, that pastime where he ate the banana peel because it was given with so much of love and affection.
Okay.
So it's not about the fruit. It's not like how, this is the conditioning that we have materially. We are so conditioned to think in a certain way. But then when we go beyond that, and that is what is Krishna. Krishna is beyond these material things. And so the whole perspective changes. So we cannot apply the same rules that apply here or the same rules that apply to me. I cannot apply there. Correct, na? Okay, so we are at 8:20:24. So there is one particular aspect which is guru, types of gurus. So this is all information. So we will cover this tomorrow. So I should be able to do this in 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes. And then we will also do Guru Parampara. So we are late, and then we'll also have to do the Ritvik theory. So actually we are around half an hour, 40 minutes behind schedule, but that's all right. I'll try to catch up and then we will move forward. But before we conclude, I just want to know, is there anything else that you would like to ask based on whatever we saw? I know it went a little slow today, but still, is there anything that you want to say? Is there anything that you would like to see? I mean, like to go a little faster or a little slower, or how do you want this to move in the next 4 or 5 days now? 1 day is over. So you can share your thoughts on that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, just now you're telling about the Guru Parampara, how now we all are gathered in this association. We have a particular right Guru like you, Prabhu. We are in your mercy to attend this class. And we have got a right authority, I think so, Prabhu.
So Mataji, yeah, I think I hear what you're saying, but I am not a guru in any way. There are, because the definition of guru, that's another thing that we will have to be conscious of or cognizant of. What I'm trying to say is that when we look at the types of gurus that are there, then it becomes very clear. So I'm just a facilitator. I'm just a facilitator, that's all. So I'm not a guru. I'm like just trying to help us all understand this or go through this material so that we will be able
For
to...
us, anyway, the teaching means the Guru itself, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, a facilitator also teaches, So generally, I'm just trying to facilitate. I'm not exactly a guru. I mean, nowhere a guru, because guru is something very heavy. And that is what we are trying to say. Guru Tattva. And then the types of guru, when we know, there is Shiksha gurus and Diksha gurus. And then the position of guru and how they are connected to Srila Prabhupada. When we go through that tomorrow, then I think there will be more clarity on this aspect of guru.
Okay. Okay,
And
thank
then
you very much.
afterwards, then we will also know how a guru becomes non-different from Krishna, And then there are many such minor points that we need to be aware of. And then and then I also said we have multi-guru environment. I keep stressing this again and again. At the cost of repeating myself, I say that there is a multi-guru environment, and multi-guru environment means more chances for aparadh. See, other spiritual organization, just one guru, one alignment is there. Like anything you take, like art of living, you take, everybody is aligned to 1%. You take, what's that, Isha Foundation, everybody is aligned to one personality, 1%, that's it. But here it is very different. Correct, na?
Okay,
So,
okay, Prabhu. Thank you very
that
much,
is
Prabhu.
why we have to, that's why I said that this particular organization is unique from that perspective, and it's a multi-guru environment. And then, but still working for the common good, and still there is standardization. Every day morning, any ISKCON temple you go, it's the same prayers that are played. It's the same kind of arati, the sequence. The tune is also very similar. Everything is so standardized, and that is the first observation an outsider makes when he or she visits ISKCON temples. They visit some 2-3 somewhere, they go to US, they see a temple, they come to India, they see a temple, they say, it is so similar, everything seems to be so same, you have standardized it so well, how did you do it? And then they respect ISKCON for that. All this standardization has happened because we are aligning ourselves to Prabhupada, not to individuals who are below, like not to somebody who is independently operating in a certain region, and then then there is a chance for it to get dispersed in a way that after a certain period of time you will not be able to recognize. Once ISKCON temple will look so different from another ISKCON temple. That is not correct then. So this is why we will have to maintain that. And who has the responsibility of ensuring that it doesn't go that way? It is each one of us. It is not the temple president, or it is not the Guru Parampara or anybody. It's not them who has the responsibility. It is each one of us as disciples. We will have to act in a way that we don't dilute anything. We will have to act in a way that we don't disperse anything or deviate from any rules or anything, or misinterpret or do any of these things whereby the changes can occur. And that is how in the history, if you see, changes have happened because people down the line, slowly, small changes they made. And so then it became a totally different thing after some few generations. So if you have to stop that, then we will have to ensure that we strictly follow certain things. And that is intelligence. Okay. So now, any comments or any other comments anybody else has, or any thoughts on whatever we saw, or any questions, please go ahead. Otherwise, we can conclude for today.
One thing I want to ask,
yes, Prabhu.
We discussed about what qualities to develop. So that was like a general thought. So I want to ask, what is that one quality which a person should develop, by which one's spiritual life will go smoothly?
See, if we are looking looking for that one quality which is needed, that becomes humility, because humility is one quality which will help us to listen, which will help us to position ourselves correctly, so that we are in the line of mercy that is coming from the parampara, from Krishna, through the parampara, through seniors. When it comes, then we are in line. So that's what they say. I think in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that you'll have to place, in Uddhav Gita, it says that you place yourself in such a way that you are in line when the mercy is flowing. So that can happen only with humility. Otherwise, we'll not place ourselves in that way. And then accept it. So humility becomes very important. And that is what even your Tadviti Pranipatena Pariprashnena says. So it begins with humility, and then spiritual life begins with that. Then it grows with humility. So the more humble we are, then we'll be able to progress quickly. And in the end is also humility, because we know that's our position. Our constitutional position is that of a servant, dasa, dasa, dasanu, dasa. So which is again about humility. So whichever stage we look at, this humility aspect becomes very important. So if we develop that, then I think we are on the right track.
Okay, thank you, bro.
And this humility is also like you'll be able to develop it only with the right knowledge. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. So that knowledge which makes you vinaya, which makes you vinamra, which makes you humble, that is the right knowledge. All other knowledge, it makes you proud, the material knowledge. Whereas Adhyatmika knowledge, the Sambandha Jnana, it makes us very, very humble, isn't it? If you know our position, constitutional position, it makes us very humble. If you look at the creation, one day of Brahma, Kalpa, all that, and then look at those astronomical numbers, and we realize, what is this? I'm nothing, just one, not even one spark, not even one second or a millisecond. You know, it's even worse than that. And then we give so much of importance to that particular life that we are leading, which might last 70 years, and that 70 years is nothing compared to the lifetime of Brahma. So like that, all these kind of knowledges will help us realize our actual position, which is Anu, and vis-a-vis the Lord who's Vibhu. And then that extreme ends of the spectrum where I am and where the Lord is, and then the humility comes in naturally, and we realize how worthless we are, and then how I am nothing without the mercy. And even if at all anything good happens or any success comes, then we realize it is because of the mercy and not because of my endeavor. Otherwise, materially, we'll think, oh, I did it. It's because of my intelligence, my effort, and my intelligence, I achieved something in order. And we realize that is very wrong. So, okay. So I hope that kind of answers what you're looking for.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
All right. So we will pause for today, and we will meet up again at 6:30. So one request is, like it was told earlier, let's start on time, and then we'll try to end on time. So starting on time is your promise, and ending of time on time is my promise to you. Okay. So thank you. So we'll conclude with Vaishnav pranams. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhabhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Jagat Kitanath Paramanande Hari Hari Po. And devotees who have not got this handbook printouts, kindly take it so that for tomorrow then you'll be able to follow it better. Hare Krishna. So we can end the session now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.